Ronaldo calling out Manchester United, calling out the Glazers' ownership of the club, all of the issues he has seen at the club. And an old teammate, Ferdinand, has recently said that his career at Manchester United is now well and truly over. If this was Zinedine Zidane back in the day, if this was Lionel Messi, Ronaldo de Lima, Ronaldinho, any of the greats speaking on what they're experiencing at a club, we would pay attention and it would be more than one news cycle. So, Sam, you've been in dressing rooms, sometimes even with star players that everyone looks to make the difference in matches. Ronaldo has most of his career been that star player, but a lot has been said about him recently, and this is his first chance to speak publicly on the record about his perspective on the issues that have been constantly being discussed about him. Do you think that even given the environment footballers play in these days, where it is more acceptable, it is more ubiquitous to have players speak about their position within the team, speak about their position with their manager, does this interview cross the line for you, though?
It depends. It depends. I've been in so many situations where I feel betrayed myself. And sometimes in football, one man's opinion is very different from the next man's opinion. And he's dealing against what I see is happening. They must have sat in a room, had a conversation, and one party didn't follow up the conversation. So he has come out now and spoke his mind. But man management comes in. You have to manage these big players. He's a big player. We all know that. He has come out and said what he wants to say. Maybe he shouldn't have done it, but at the same time, when you wear his own shoes, you understand where he's coming from, because he has earned the right to be able to have an opinion, and he doesn't think things are being done properly, and he has come out and said what he thinks he's going to say. Before he came out and said this, he has already decided that his career in Manchester is over anyway.
You know, plenty of people, legends, former teammates, have had their say on the situation, on what Ronaldo's interview has done. Some have come out to defend him, and to your point that someone made a promise to Ronaldo and they broke it. Graham Souness also agrees with you, and he came out to defend Cristiano Ronaldo. It seems to me, though, that given what happened with Lukaku, and what he did in his interview was simply come out and say, the tactic at the club does not suit me. And I hope one day I can return to Inter Milan and still play for the club that I love. That did not go down well with the fans. It did not make it easier to get along or work with Thomas Tuchel. But this interview is even more explosive. Rio Ferdinand said his Manchester United career is over. Do you agree?
Yeah. First of all, I think it's over. But at the same time, I'll put it straight. Lukaku's interview is totally different from what Ronaldo has done. Ronaldo has not come out and said his tactics is wrong. He didn't say that. He just said things were not done properly. Nothing to do with tactics. I think when Lukaku came out and said tactics-wise, then he's stepping on, he's the player. He shouldn't come out and say about system of tactics. I think Ronaldo, I'm not trying to back Ronaldo up. I'm just saying what he's saying is different. He said things have not changed, the way the club's being run in the kitchen, in the gym. He said all this in his interview. So both cannot be compared. He came out and said something different. So, I've been in this story before, definitely. So I kind of understand. But at the same time, no player is bigger than a club. But when you get people upstairs that doesn't know the game or doesn't know how to manage big players,
but do you think this interview now, his words against Manchester United, even though most fans agree with him, most fans think the Glazers family has run the club into the ground. A lot of people have talked about the facilities at the club not being up to standard, that a lot of decisions have been poor. But with Ronaldo now being the one saying it, given all of the bad stories that have come out about him in recent times, do you think this has tarnished his legacy at Manchester United?
No, at all. No, at all. And his legacy is not just in Manchester United. I think his legacy is in the world. So this has not touched anything at all. You know, we always know he's controversial. We always know Ronaldo. But to answer your question about if he's the one going to come out and say it, who else is going to do it? Who else apart from him? Because he has any right to be able to have an opinion. So
Yeah.
he's the best person to say it. But at the same time, he has to be careful because he works for a club and he pays wages. So, but at the same time, he has done what he thinks is right, and people might have a different opinion, but he has done what he thinks is right at the time.